What makes you want the AirPods Pro instead of these cheap $5 headphones? I guarantee you it's not just the money, and you might not have initially wanted something like this. So how did Apple get you to spend $350 on a pair of wireless headphones? It all has to do with content marketing strategy, and if people in your business are buying the $5 headphones instead of the AirPods Pro, you're gonna wanna stay tuned, and if you do, until the end of the video, I'm gonna be giving you something amazing that you're not gonna wanna miss. So let's get... I don't want those. Do you want those? You can have them. I don't. Anyway, let's get into the content for today's video. The first and biggest mistake that I see people making with a content marketing strategy is failing to define their target audience extremely clearly. Now, you might be thinking,
but Sean, I thought about this, and I thought about that, and I want to work with people that specifically do this.
But have you gone very granular? Let me give you an example of this. When I started my online teaching school 6 years ago, it was extremely difficult for me to initially attract clients because I didn't know who I was talking to. In the moment, I kind of thought I did, but let me show you the difference between these two. Over the last 6 years, the people that I want to work with in my English school, the messaging has slowly changed because I start to understand them a bit more. So it went from this: I teach academic English. Seems pretty defined, right? You have general English, you have business English. Academic English seems very, very clear. But what about this one? I serve students learning academic English who desire to live or work in an English-speaking country, whether it be the USA or the UK. I help prepare students to study abroad through academic English by helping them to achieve the scores they need for English exams such as the IELTS, 𝐬𝐁, PET, and TOEFL. If you are a consumer and you're looking at my products, which one is going to let you know that I can work with you and I cannot? Well, if you chose the second, bingo, this is what you have to do with your content marketing strategy. You have to get extremely, extremely granular, thinner and thinner, unlike me who just keeps getting fatter and fatter. And that is the first biggest mistake that I see. People are not getting defined enough and they're getting frustrated thinking nobody wants to work with me. No, they don't know you want to work with them. So make it very clear from the get-go. The second biggest problem that I see is ignoring SEO. And why is this so important? SEO stands for search engine optimization. And in the grand scheme of things, it might seem very, very small, especially if you're advertising, reaching out to people with, cold emails, which always get ignored. But a website is where you start with inbound marketing, and SEO, search engine optimization, is the perfect way to do it because Google is literally telling you exactly what people want. All you have to do is take that content, bend it to your will, and fit it into your narrative. And when you do this, people are going to be lining up to work with you, and you're going to have so many people wanting on your schedule that you're going to have to start outsourcing like crazy. And if you don't believe me, look at my schedule. This was a year and a half ago. This is my schedule today. Keep in mind, this is Beijing time, but that is absolutely full. So, I don't have enough time slots for the students trying to work with me to only work with me. So I've had to start looking for other teachers to help me. By the way, if you're an English teacher and you're watching this and you would love to teach academic English to some of my students, drop me a comment below. I would absolutely love to hear from you because at the moment, I am absolutely too full of students. The next biggest reason people fail to actually start attracting clients and making their content strategy successful is you can't stop and go. You gotta keep consistent. And if consistency means once a week for you and 3 times a week for someone else, it doesn't matter. Everybody moves to the beat of their own drum, and nobody is going to be able to replicate you or your specific rhythm. So pick a strategy that works best for you. Are you going to post once a week, 3 times a week, 5 times a week? Whatever it is, make sure it stays the same every single week. The next thing you need to do is put it down on paper. Write down where, what, when, and stick to it. Because if you're inconsistent, it's going to make people think you're not actually able to achieve the results that you're promising. And it's also going to indicate to all the little Google spiders and all of the, bots that are searching the internet every single day that you are not keeping consistency. So why should they show your content to people online. And if you don't know what a Googlebot is or how it works, click the link in the description below where I walk you through everything and some of the fundamentals that you also need to know about SEO. And this is not basic stuff like keyword research. I'm talking about LSI, semantic research, and yeah, if that is, gibberish to you, go ahead, click the link in the description, and it's completely free, and all you're going to do is learn. So I hope that you will enjoy that blog post. And the next biggest thing that I see people failing to do is, if they do maintain consistency, they're not able to look at the data holistically and create a path forward. You can't just throw spaghetti at the wall and hope something sticks, because I promise you, doing that, nothing will ever stick. You need to have a data-driven approach, and you need to start looking at your analytics and your metrics for every single piece of content you produce, whether it be a blog post, a YouTube video, social media content. You need to go look and see how many people is it reaching. Are they reading it? Are they reading it long enough? Are they watching it long enough? And if not, modify, tailor this. Basically, business is a big, enormous science experiment, and you have to be able to sift through all of the information that is not so important to find out what actually is. If that's a bit difficult for you, why not click the link in the description below? It's not a blog post, but it is an offer that you might absolutely love, and I guarantee you're gonna have nothing to lose because it doesn't cost any money. So you got all to gain, so check it out. On to the next one. If you are able to discern this data, how do you get it? You know what I mean? Some people can't discern the data. Other people can create beautiful data visuals. But what do the people that can create beautiful data visuals do in order to obtain this data? Well, they promote their content. And one of the last, and in my opinion, the absolute biggest mistake that people make in terms of content marketing strategy is failing to promote their content. You might think that it's repetitive, you might think it's boring, but I promise you, people on the web, whether you post something 8 times, 10 times, 20 times, they are not paying attention, because your job is to grab their attention and say, hey, focus, I got something that's going to help you. So next time you feel like you shouldn't promote that piece of content you spent 4 hours making, or telling people about the video that you spent a week planning, go ahead and push through that, pull up your pants, put on your big boy boots, and go ahead and promote that content. It does not matter if you've already promoted it once. Go ahead and do it 8, 9, 10 times more, because the people that did see it have forgotten it. So those are the 5 biggest mistakes that I see people making with a content marketing strategy. Which one are you struggling with the most? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear from you, and I might just respond and say, hey, here's what I did that helped me. Now, you're probably thinking, why should I listen to you? You're just some fat white guy with a nasty beard talking to me through a screen. But I built a business based in China where firewalls are rampant, and I don't even speak Chinese. I only speak Spanish. If I can do it with all of these barriers, there's no reason you cannot do it with people that speak your language, with no firewalls, with no data throttling for video messaging. There is absolutely no reason that you cannot reach your dreams. So, what'd you think about this video? Go ahead, drop a comment. If you thought it was great, go ahead and click the like and subscribe button. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. That's it for today. Bye-bye.